And to me, immersion is one of the best ways to learn because it makes you use the language. Immersion, it makes you be a active exposure student. You expose yourself actively. And for a long, long time, people thought that immersion was only meant people thought that immersion was only able to be done if they traveled abroad. People were like, oh, I need to learn English, so I'm going to go to the US right now to have immersion. Because people want to be exposed to English every day, all the time, because they think they're going to learn like that. For a long time, people thought that immersion was just going to the USA, going to Australia, going to New Zealand, going to Canada to learn English. But the truth is, you can learn immersion right now in your own house, because that's what I did. I learned how to create immersive environments in my own house so I can learn English here in Brazil and then travel. So write down, this is the ingredients to create your own immersive practice routine. Okay? So to create your own immersive practice routine, first you need a fun material. Fun material is something that you are interested in. I love Taylor Swift. I will learn using her interviews. My fun material is to read newspaper. I'm going to read newspapers. I'm going to read magazines. I'm going to read articles on the internet. You need a fun material. You know, sometimes fun is something that is curious to you. For example, the Chat GPT. I showed you today a very, very good tool called the Chat GPT. And maybe you are curious about the chat. You can maybe go online and find articles in English that explain the Chat GPT. I love, for example, to find articles about the universe because I am curious about the universe. And it has to be fun because I want to know about the universe. So I don't mind reading articles or watching a lot of videos about the universe in English because I'm curious. So it has to be a fun material. And you have to practice with 2 skills. Every practice have to have at least 2 skills. Practice multiple skills with a task. And you can use the same material for that. And then you need something that is very, very good to know. That is called a UCNT. That's the name that I gave. Urgent, challenging, need technique. You need a technique that makes you need the language at that moment. You need to create urgency to use the language. Because remember here, you need a consequence if you don't use it. Because if you don't have a consequence, you will have change of priorities. You need to feel like you have to practice English today. So you need to feel you can do this with a challenging need technique. And I'm going to teach you one today. So you can do this in the house. Okay? For high active exposure, if we aren't good enough, it could be quite stressful before you reach the point. How do we deal with that? This is a very good question. I will show you this I will continue in a second, but I want to answer this question. I know it's very stressful. In learning another language, to have this active exposure is very tiring. You will feel tired. But I am going to tell you this. When I was abroad, and my English was very good, I improved, yes, but my English was very good when I went abroad already because I did these exercises before I went. But when I got there, I saw a lot of students that didn't have a good level of English. And their face was very tired. They were, oh my God, I'm so tired. I feel like I don't rest. Because they're having the active exposure when they were doing their goal. For example, their goal is to study abroad. They went abroad and they were very tired because they waited to feel the stress when they were living the experience that they wanted. What I'm trying to do here is, yes, it's going to be stressful. This is not easy, but it will help you to be better prepared and not stressed when you reach your goal. For example, do you prefer to be a little, I know it's stressful, okay guys, I'm not saying it's easy, and that's why I say you need resilience. You need to be resilient, you need to be patient, you need to be accept that it will be challenging, because it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be speaking English, but it's not easy. So I prefer to be stressed today, tomorrow, this week. I was stressed this week preparing this presentation, but I prefer not to be stressed today on the day of the presentation. So I always feel like it's better to prepare before than when you leave to prepare on the day of when you have to use it. So because the stress is hard, but it will become easier. The more you do something, the easier it will be. Okay? So if you think that you are not good enough, that's a feeling that I feel and I felt, and I'm a very insecure person. I know it doesn't seem like I am, but I am a very insecure person. And what really helped me was repetition. I presented this presentation yesterday like 10 times to myself. I tried to find mistakes. I try to practice. I always try to create simulations that make me feel more confident. Because sometimes we don't feel good enough because we don't think our pronunciation is good, our listening is good. But good thing that those are things that you can improve. And it's okay if you're not perfect today. It's not okay. It's okay if you're not perfect today. What's not okay is if you don't try to improve because you don't think you can. So you always have to put one foot in front of the other. Know that you're not good at pronunciation today, but tomorrow you can be. And it's okay because it's a process. We have to learn to enjoy the process and to stay in the process because you can't give up. Okay? Try to be positive about things.